Howdy y'all, and welcome back to another flashlight overview from Longhorn Tactical. Today we just got in the LD30R from Fenix. This is going to be their newest everyday carry with 1,700 lumens, 292 yards of throw, as well as 5 brightness modes. I think y'all are really going to enjoy what we have in store with this light, and I hope that by the end we earn your subscription. But without further ado, let's get into showing off this light. So laying out the contents up here on the desk for you, we're gonna have, of course, the Fenix LD30R itself, along with the pre-installed ARB L18-3400 battery, as well as that pre-installed clip there as well. And then the USB-C charging cable, the holster, you have your paperwork over here, and then in this little baggie is going to be the lanyard and your spare O-ring as well. And now let's take a look at the light itself. Looking up here at the bezel, it's going to be brass lined and smooth, as this is made for everyday carry rather than more tactical situations. And then as well at the head of the light, you can see this smooth polished long throw reflector. As you can see, the LED is recessed very far back into the head, and that LED is going to be the SST40 LED. The side switch is going to be constructed out of brass with an embedded battery indicator light, which changes as your battery depletes, and I have the key on screen for you right now. I really like the metal form factor around the side switch as well, as it kind of creates a pedestal for that side switch, making it pretty easy to feel whenever I'm just moving the light around in my hand. Comparing that to the PD36R version 2, it's a lot more uniform to the rest of the body, and it's kind of hard to find. And that's pretty common with a lot of Fenix lights, however this is a nice change. And then around back here, there's going to be this rubber boot, and by moving it, you can have access to the USB-C recharging port. And also, as this light has no electronic lockout feature, using the head, you can simply untwist it by half a twist, and it will be locked out until you twist it back. As per usual, Fenix is going to be making this out of an aero-grade aluminum alloy with an HA3 hard anodized anti-abrasive finish. And like most other Fenix lights, it's going to have this classic knurling here, along with a 2-way titanium clip. And the tail switch is going to be pretty traditional as well, as it's going to be of the rubberized clicky variety. It's going to have 2 fins with 2 lanyard attachment points at both. And then this design down here is going to be the anti-roll design from Fenix, which allows it to sit there even without the clip. Now then, here are some things that I noticed whenever I was using the LD30R. First off, I think the power is great, I think the hybrid beam shape is also going to be great, and I think the throw is great as well. Everything serves this EDC purpose, and I think that everything works with this light. However, with that being said, this kind of feels like a vanilla generic light coming from Fenix. I mean, a lot of their lights kind of do this 1,700 lumen hybrid beam shape with decent throw, kind of song and dance. But also, I'm not going to complain about more options. This is going to be more accessible, cheaper, and more beginner friendly for people who are into flashlights. And it's going to be more designated as an EDC than a tactical light, unlike some of their others. It's going to have this flat bezel. And so I'm not going to be upset that this is going to be more of a vanilla generic light from Fenix. And like I said before, I'm really enjoying the side switch of this light. Most Fenix lights, like the PD36R version 2, are going to have this very uniform head, and I'd say that's like half a centimeter of clearance for this side switch, whereas I'm a big fan of the side switch of the MH12 Pro, as it's going to be up on this pedestal here. It's a different material, and it's going to have this massive texturing. And so this is going to be a little bit more of a step in the right direction for me, as it's going to be on this pedestal. However, the clearance of this side switch isn't amazing, but having that pedestal there, being able for me to feel it whenever it's dark outside and I can't make direct eye contact with the side switch, is a step in the right direction. Also, another thing I'm gonna have to say about this light is going to be the Fenix tail cap scenario, as they still have not fixed their tail caps to where you have these fins, they look like it should be able to tail stand, but it doesn't. Even though the name is printed right side up, the tail switch is too big or the fins are just too small for this light to stand upright. In general though, this is a perfectly passable flashlight. It does just about everything that it sets out to do. It's gonna have good stats, good run times, and overall it's just gonna be a perfect beginner EDC. But of course, these are just gonna be my thoughts on this light. If you have anything to contribute to this conversation, please feel free to comment down below, and we'd love to hear your thoughts. Also, I went ahead and dusted off the original LD30, so that way y'all can take a look at the stats in comparison to each other. So just in terms of specs, the LD30R is going to beat the original whenever it comes to throw and output, and then the runtimes are going to be roughly equal, if not maybe just a little bit lower. So looking at both of these reflectors here, the LD30 is going to have this more shallow reflector, and then looking at the LD30R, it's going to have a little bit more of a deep reflector. Now you can see that in the beam shots here as well. The LD30 is going to have a little bit more of a wide, floody beam shape, whereas the LD30R is going to have a little bit more focused of a beam shape. And so I would say the main advantage to getting the LD30R is going to be getting that improved range and more output. And now let's go ahead and learn how to operate this light. However, if you're a visual learner, I have the graphic on screen here, as Fenix always provides pretty cool graphics for their lights. However, if not, let's go ahead and jump right into it. To begin operation of this light, you can use the tail switch back here, which is going to be your power button, which supports momentary on if you half press it, and then if you full press it, the light will stay on. And as you can see, we are in moonlight mode right here, the 1 lumen output, and then to cycle through your brightnesses, you can use this side switch here. So you can go from moonlight to low, to medium, to high, and then turbo, and then pressing it again will return it to the moonlight output. This light is going to be coming equipped with 2 special modes, being strobe and SOS. So to first enter your special modes, all you have to do is hold the side switch for half a second, and then you will enter strobe, and then it'll go from strobe to beacon, press the side switch once, and you're now in beacon. By pressing it again, it will return you to strobe, and then on either mode, if you were to hold it for more than half a second, it will return you to your normal operation. This light is going to have mode memory outside of the special modes, and so if I were to turn this up to its medium output, turn it off, and back on, it will remember that I was on medium. However, if I were to turn the light to strobe, turn it off, and then back on, it will just return me to the mode that I was on before I began strobing. This light is also going to be operational while it's charging, however there are a couple caveats. It will only have access to its moonlight and low settings, and there's going to be no mode memory. And now onto my favorite part, the specs. On its moonlight setting, it's going to be outputting 1 lumen for 750 hours. On its low, it's going to be outputting 50 lumens for 37 hours and 25 minutes. And then on its medium output, it's going to be outputting 150 lumens for 14 hours and 40 minutes. High is going to be 600 lumens for 2 hours and 50 minutes. And then its turbo is going to have an output of 1,700 lumens for 2 hours and 10 minutes. However, I saw that it stepped down smoothly after around a minute. And then this turbo setting is going to have a 292-yard throw along with an 18,037 candela intensity. This light is also going to be IP68 waterproof and 1 meter impact resistant. As well as that, this light is going to be perfectly compact for EDC with the dimensions and weight on screen as you can see here. Well guys, sadly that's going to wrap up about everything that I have prepared for y'all around the LD30R. I hope that y'all had as much fun watching this as I had checking out this awesome new EDC from Fenix. And if y'all haven't already, please consider subscribing as it really helps out the channel and it'll help you stay up to date on everything EDC and flashlight. And as per usual, links to check out this flashlight and to go to our storefront are going to be down in the description. I encourage you to check it out for yourself. However, with all that being said, thank you so much for watching and we will see you in the next one.